Understanding spiritual power is a deep and profound energy that resides within each of us. It's the source of our strength, our wisdom, and our connection to something greater than ourselves. This power allows us to tap into our true potential and live a life filled with purpose and meaning. It's about recognizing the divine spark within and aligning ourselves with the flow of the universe. Spiritual power is not about controlling the world around us, but about transforming ourselves from within. As we cultivate this inner strength, we become beacons of love, compassion, and healing energy. This journey of spiritual awakening is often guided by unseen forces, benevolent beings who offer their wisdom and support. Spirits and angels, with their ethereal presence, serve as messengers of the divine, guiding us towards our highest good. They whisper insights, offer protection, and remind us of our own innate power. The guiding light of spirits and angels exists in a realm beyond our ordinary perception. They are beings of pure energy, vibrating at a frequency that may not be visible to the naked eye, yet their presence can be felt in subtle and profound ways. They are drawn to us by our desire for growth, our yearning for connection, and our openness to the unseen world. These celestial beings act as intermediaries between the physical and spiritual realms. They communicate through intuition, dreams, synchronicities, and a gentle nudge in the right direction. They offer us guidance, protection, and unwavering support on our spiritual journey. Their messages may not always be clear-cut or easily understood. Sometimes they come as a feeling, a knowing, or a sudden burst of inspiration. Learning to trust these subtle cues is key to unlocking the transformative power of spiritual connection.
One evening, as I was driving home from a long day at work, I had this overwhelming feeling of dread. The sky was painted in hues of orange and purple, and the road ahead seemed endless. I couldn't shake off the feeling that something was wrong. It was as if a dark cloud had settled over my mind, casting a shadow on my thoughts. I brushed it off initially, attributing it to exhaustion. After all, it had been a particularly grueling day at the office, filled with back-to-back meetings and tight deadlines. But the feeling persisted, growing stronger with every passing moment. My hands gripped the steering wheel tighter, and my heart began to race. Finally, I decided to trust my intuition. Something inside me urged me to take action, to not ignore this gnawing sensation. I pulled over and called home. My fingers trembled as I dialed the number, hoping for reassurance. To my relief, my wife answered. Her familiar voice brought a momentary sense of calm, but my heart sank when I heard panic in her voice. It was a tone I had never heard from her before, filled with fear and urgency. "Our son," she said, her voice trembling. "He fell and hit his head. We're at the hospital." The words echoed in my mind, each one a dagger to my heart. At the hospital, the doctor informed us that our son had suffered a mild concussion. His calm demeanor was somewhat reassuring, but the worry lingered. Thankfully, he was going to be okay. The relief was overwhelming, and tears of gratitude filled our eyes. Later, my wife told me that she had felt a presence in the room when our son fell. It was as if an unseen force had been there, offering comfort. She described it as a feeling of calmness that washed over her, helping her stay composed during a chaotic situation. It was a serenity that seemed almost otherworldly. To this day, we believe that our son's guardian angel was watching over him, guiding him towards safety. This experience has strengthened our faith and reminded us of the unseen forces that protect us.
Finding strength in times of loss, a spirit's comfort. The passing of a loved one can leave an unfillable void in our lives, a void that seems to echo with the silence of their absence. Grief can feel like an insurmountable wave, threatening to pull us under, making it hard to breathe or find our footing. Yet, even in the darkest of times, the presence of spirits can bring comfort and solace, like a gentle whisper in the wind or a warm embrace from the unseen. A close friend of mine, Sarah, lost her husband unexpectedly a few years ago, a loss that shattered her world. Overwhelmed with grief, she found it hard to cope with the loss, feeling as though a part of her had been ripped away. One night, as she sat by her husband's favorite armchair, she felt his presence beside her, a sensation that was both comforting and surreal. She described it as a feeling of warmth and love enveloping her, a sense of peace she hadn't felt since his passing. as if he was there to soothe her aching heart. She heard his voice not audibly, but as a whisper in her heart, telling her that he was at peace and that she needed to be strong for their children, a message that resonated deeply within her. This experience, though brief, gave Sarah the strength and courage to face the future without her husband, knowing that his spirit would always be with her, guiding and supporting her through the challenges ahead.
A moment of synchronicity, angelic guidance in action. Sometimes the universe sends us signs, subtle nudges in the right direction, leading us towards our true path. These signs can be as gentle as a feather floating by or as profound as a sudden realization that changes everything. These synchronicities, often orchestrated by angels, can appear as chance encounters, unexpected opportunities, or a sudden flash of insight. They are moments that make us pause and reflect, moments that feel too perfect to be mere coincidence. I was at a crossroads in my career, feeling lost and uncertain about my next step. The weight of indecision was heavy, and I longed for a sign, something to guide me. One afternoon, while browsing a bookstore, a book titled The Power of Purpose literally fell off the shelf and landed at my feet. It was as if the universe had placed it there just for me. Intrigued, I picked it up and started reading. The words on the pages seemed to speak directly to my soul, offering clarity and direction. The words resonated with me deeply, as if they were written specifically for me. Each sentence felt like a message from the angels, guiding me towards my true purpose. The book inspired me to reconnect with my passions and pursue a new career path that aligned with my true calling. It was a turning point, a moment of clarity that set me on a new journey. To this day, I believe that this chance encounter was no accident, but rather a gentle nudge from my angels, guiding me towards my soul's purpose. It was a reminder that we are never truly alone and that guidance is always available if we are open to receiving it.